Okay, so quick review. At the first point on the chart, we were able to use the pH to find the concentration of H's. We can use the concentration of H's to find the concentration of the acid when we start. If it's strong, it's a simple two-step process. pH goes to concentration H's. Concentration H's is the concentration of the strong acid. If it's weak, pH, we have to get the H's and we need the Ka of the acid. If we have those two things, we can plug in and determine the concentration of the acid. Now, should we icebox this? It depends on how big these are and how small this is. It's possible that this could be x minus 2.5 times 10 to the negative third. In this case, that would have very limited effect on that, but it is possible. Highly unlikely on the AP exam. Then, we said, okay, what happens once, this is part B on that worksheet. It has the worksheet that has the box, and it says part A, part B, part C, part D, I don't know what it's called, all right? But if it's strong, then we simply do an ICF, F because it's not at equilibrium, find the millimoles of HNO3 left over, and then we can, in the new volume, we can find the pH. Now here's where it gets a little more interesting. Let me make sure you can see this. Okay, that was my knee popping, by the way. All right, so if it's strong base, weak acid, or you could do the reverse, weak base, strong acid being titrated. Now we've got one extra piece to the puzzle. So we go up here, 60 mils, 0.2 molar HAC. What's that? 1/5 of 60, which is 12 millimoles. Right? Sodium hydroxide, 10 mils. Let's make this a 0.2 molar solution also, just get a little more volume there. 10 times 0.2, 2 millimoles. Now, this is strong. The OHs are still going to completely react with the acid. So my initial change final is going to be 2. So I go, okay, all 2 of those are going to react. 2 of these are going to react. Why? Because it's 1 to 1, so it's still stoic 1 to 1. None left? 10 millimoles. Everybody good? Well, you can't answer, so I don't know why I'm asking. All right, now but notice over here, we're also going to be plus 2 millimoles, plus 2 millimoles, and plus 2 millimoles. I write these separate because sodium is soluble in water with anything, so therefore this really is a spectator and we don't need it any more than we needed it here. We could have just as easily said that. The important bit here is the acetate. We now have 2 millimoles of acetate present. Why is that relevant? Well, here we go. If I now am asked to find the pH at the end, all right, acetic acid, Ka 1.8 times 10 to the negative 5th, just memorize that. That's the only one you really need to memorize. Now if I write the Ka expression, concentration H3O plus, concentration AC over concentration HAC, AC being the acetate ion, so the AC minus. We know what? We know the Ka, we know concentration HAC once we calculate it based on the new volume. We know the concentration of AC minus, so that's going to influence the equilibrium because the equilibrium is H acetate plus water in equilibrium with H3O plus and acetate. So both of these are now present. So these are not X and X. These are not X and X because we just made some of that. Then the secondary reaction happens and we have some of this and some of this, and we're going to make some of this. Now we have all the bits we need. I'm going to erase this. We have all the bits we need to solve this problem. Except we got to go through and do final concentrations or equilibrium. Now it is an equilibrium concentration because we're going to go into an equilibrium. So we've got 10 millimoles divided by what? 60 and 10 is 70 mils. 2 millimoles divided by those same 70 mils that the thing is now in. So let's get some numbers to work with. What's 1 over 7, folks? 0.14. I don't have that one memorized. So this is 0.143 molar. And then 2 over 20, that's 1 over 10, so that's 0.10 molar. 7, oops, sorry, that's a 7. 2 divided by 70 equals 0.0286 molar, or 29. All right. Be back. Yeah. I'm not done with it. I didn't get to it. So I'll just hold on to it over.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of taping your lecture.
Oh, okay. My apologies. Sorry.
Oh, you're live.
Hi, guys. Sorry.
No worries.
Have a good weekend.
All right, take care. All right, now, where were we? Sorry, didn't even, I thought I pushed the off button. Didn't mean to get you in there, Carly. It's okay. All right, so we have the molarity of HAC. We have the molarity of AC minus. We have Ka, so now we can plug in. I ran myself into a wall, but let's see what we can do here. So 1.8 times 10 to the negative fifth equals concentration H3O plus times no brackets because it's a number, 0.029 molarity, over no brackets, 143 molar. Now notice I'm not playing with the significant digits, don't sweat it. All right, so now we go through and we go 1.8 e negative 5 divided by 0.029 times 0.143, and we get a concentration H3O plus of 9 times 10 to the negative fifth. Now, notice that if we started here, and we've already added 10 mils of the stuff, so we're someplace in here, notice the pH has hardly changed, because if you're just starting with pure acetic acid, it's not going to be that different. Okay, because notice what was the concentration to begin with? 0.2 molar acetic, so what was the pH of pure acetic acid at that point? Well, if it's 1.8 times 10 to the negative fifth equals concentration H, before we added any, this was 0.2, right? Okay, so if we go 1.8 times, no, stop, 1.8 e negative 5 times 0.2, take the square root of that, we get 0.0189. So it's gone up. It's okay. Stop.